Yeah, we should.
Good morning. Good morning to all the speakers. Nice to have you all with us.
Good morning, everyone. Yes. So, good morning, everyone. Good morning, dear students. I, Miss Amrapali Dumre, School Counselor of City Pride School, along with my co-counselor Shamla Dusane, welcome you all for today's session on Explore Your Passion, Build Your Career. We as a team always tries to organize different unique sessions for students, parents, and teachers. Career is an important aspect of individual's life. It is always said that opportunities don't happen. You need to create them. On this note, I would like to introduce our speakers for today. Our first speaker for today is Mr. Kapil Mundada. I would just introduce everyone and maybe then we can just shift, take over. So, Mr. Kapil Mundada, he is MTech by profession, faculty at Engineering Institute from 2007, specialization data science, ML, robotics, and embedded system. Mrs. Swapnali Sansare. Our next speaker for today is Mrs. Swapnali Sansare. We have her? Yes, thank you, ma'am. She is MBBS by profession, NGO DNG, Associate Professor, Associate Professor at DY Patil Medical College, Pimpri, Consultant Obstetrician and Gynecologist at Orion Hospital, Wakad, Panel Consultant at Surya Maternity and Child Hospital, Wakad. She has been topper and merit ranker throughout her educational journey. She is passionate about classical music vocals and also been state level basketball player and mother of two little children. So we welcome you, ma'am, for today's session.
Yeah, so talking about Anshuman sir, we have Advocate Anshuman Asare. He's an advocate at Bombay High Court. Yes, he's done his LLM, LLB and BCom. Yes, Diploma in Alternate Dispute Resolution. Fine. So, yes, he is a litigation partner, Bhaskaran and Associates, visiting faculty of law. So I think all the three speakers definitely deserve a big round of applause. You can give the virtual applaud. Yes, children, considering it's a virtual platform. Yeah, so I think over to you, sir. So what we could do is initially maybe around 10 minutes or so, each one of you could brief about your respective field, and then we'll keep it open for a highly interactive question answer session with the parents and students. So over to you, Kapil sir. Could we start with you?
I hope you can see my screen and can
Yes,
listen to me clearly.
we can see your screen.
Yeah.
We can see. Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, thanks to the school organization and school management for inviting us here. I'll not take much of time. I'll directly start with a small presentation that I've prepared. Considering that it is an online session, the students would be happy to see something on screen. I've prepared a small PPT, and this I think might help students to, which is apt to the topic that you have planned for today, about building a career and following a passion. Yes, I think all students can see this screen, and they can see that there is a person, a man standing, and then he has multiple paths to select from. And he has a briefcase in his hand, so it depicts that he is planning to make his career into professional life. So this professional life can be anything, and it depends on your skill set and your passion, that what you would like to be. But then believe my friends, this is by and large a situation of all young students and young graduates who are currently there across the globe, that they have multiple paths, and then they are little confused about how do I select a specific path in order to achieve the goal that I'm planning to. So basically, it is all about making your career plan, and then I'll take my liberty to define about a definition of a career planning. So the person at left hand side is absolutely worried about what should I do, and believe me, I'm at age 36, still I'm worried about what should I do now going ahead in my career. So basically, what is a career planning? It is a deliberate process of knowing who you are so that you can be sure where you want to go or what you want to be at some defined point of time. And since this word came in picture as defined point of time, I say this, that career development process is throughout the life is a cyclic process. At each stage of your age, you need to follow this career development process if you want to be someone who has gaining a success in his life. You cannot say that I have done my 10th, I can stop, I have done my 12th, I can stop, I have done with my graduation, I can stop, I have maybe become a boss or CEO of a company, I can stop. It is not like that way. I mean, if you look at our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, he has started his life right from small person in a town, and then he has become to the biggest leader of the country. And how this can happen is, if you follow this, it is always a cyclic path. You need to discover what you want to do, then you need to explore what are things that can happen in the specific path, then you need to plan accordingly, and you need to act on your plan. By the time you act, by the time you reach a point, you again need to discover now what is more, what is further, and then again you need to follow a path. So as long as you want to go ahead in your life, you always need to have a cyclic path in your life, and this would help you out if you really want to go ahead. Now there are steps involved in it. A first step that you need to follow is a self-assessment. We'll go in brief in the further slides. Self-assessment is referred to as the first step to all the assessment in your life. So very important one is the self-assessment. Second one is you need to explore. Third one is, of course, you need to shortlist. Then you need to select. And after that, you need to aim. And this, the student, the person, a guy who is following all these 5 steps, I don't find any problem in making or in finding a success by that person. Now, what do you mean by self-assessment? Self-assessment it should be done by each individual in a professional life. You should know and understand yourself better. You should find out what your interests are. You should find out what are your needs. You should look at your skills that you have. Then you should, of course, look at the weaknesses that you think that you might have amongst yourself. You need to look at your strengths. And then you need to look at your weaknesses as well. We call threats and weaknesses are 2 different terms. This is not a session for it. But then there is something that is called as weakness is something that you have internally, and threats are shortcomings because of an external world. So once you have all these points available with you, then we can say that you have a self-assessment sheet prepared. Once self-assessment sheet is prepared, or you have your self-assessment done, you need to explore the opportunities available. My friends, you all are in school education life, and believe me, there are tremendous opportunities available outside this world. And the school management has deliberately selected 3 different verticals. One is engineering, one is medical sciences, and one is the person we have a high court lawyer. So it's like there are various opportunities available outside this world. So if you are really looking at a specific area as a career, you will have to first explore it. You will have to you will have to do this, like matching and aligning what you want to do on one hand with the other various opportunities on the other. Like I'll give you an example that, let us say that you think that I want to be an actor, a successful actor in my life. So this is something like matching and aligning. What do you want in one hand? I want to be a successful actor, maybe 10 years after now. Then parallel, you will have to look at what are the various opportunities that are available for me as an actor if I want to become a successful actor. This is something like you will have to look at what you want to do, and then immediately you will have to look at the opportunities available in the society for you to be at the top in the respective field. Then you need to talk to your parents, you need to talk to your siblings, because there could be a few students who are not open to their parents. They need to talk to their siblings. You need to talk to mentors in your life. You need to talk to your faculty members. You can take advice from seniors. Then you need to look at the success stories. If you want to become a successful actor, look at the success stories. You can look at the success story of Mr. Dilip Kumar, Mr. Amitabh Bachchan. I mean, you name any of the actor that you feel you think that you want to be like that. Refer to a success story. Refer to the struggle that these people have gone through, and then plan accordingly. And very important, follow idols. You should have some idol to whom you are following in respective field. Now, at your age, I would advise you to have 3 to 5 career options that match with your interest, your needs, and your skills in one hand, and opportunities and limitations on the other. As I have told you that, I mean, the example that we have taken in previous slide talks about I want to become an actor. So you'll have to also look at the opportunities and limitations on the other hand. Like, I want to become an actor, but I do not have courage or confidence to face a camera. If that you find as your limitation or your concern, you will have to start working on it, because throughout the life you cannot say that I want to become an actor, but I cannot speak 4 lines, I cannot face a camera, I cannot stand in front of the crowd. So this is like you will have to look at the feasibility at both the sides. So select a 3 to 5 career options at this point of time. Then you can select one of them. How do you select these 3 to 5, or maybe you can say 3 itself? That's absolutely fine to begin with. But then if you have some shortlisting from various career options that you have, that might help you to focus. Once you have this list, then you choose the best that suits your requirement. So these are all the deliberate process that you guys should follow. Once you select, you need to set a goal in your life. Now, very important thing is, if you want to get a success, there are many things that are required, but very important thing that is required is a strategy. I mean, take a game of a cricket. A captain is one who has a strategy to win. The strategy that he need to decide being on the field. He may have some other strategy once you start with the game, but once they're on the field, 10 overs are done, he need to have a strategy that I want to change the bowler, I want to change the what do you say, the fielding position that is aligned, that I might need to change, because there are various factors that are contributing to the game of the cricket. So very important thing that you must have is a strategy if you really want to win in your life. How do you set a goal? Setting a goal is, first of all, let me take you about what makes a good goal. So a good goal is something which is specific, which is attainable. Attainable is achievable, something that is workable, something that is achievable. Like, you cannot set a goal that I want to be an alien in my life. I mean, that is not something specific and not something like an achievable. A goal should be relevant, a goal should be time bound, and it should be action oriented. So like, you will have to act in order to select a goal. And how do you set up a goal is, my previous slide talks about it, that you have a career choices. You will talk to your parents, you will talk to your siblings, you will talk to maybe a seniors from your school, and then that might help you to set up a goal, and accordingly you can aim. Now, coming to my topic that is given to me as an engineering education. Engineering is a very fascinating field, and basically what engineering is. Engineering, I would say that engineering is a field that answers problems posed by science. So the point where science says that this sounds difficult to solve on paper, engineering comes in picture and makes it feasible. So that's what all engineering is about. Engineering is all about putting all the concepts of science and maths together and making world happen. No one would have thought in, let us say, 16th century that there would be a robot who would do the task. So science stopped there, but then science went on providing information to the people who would implement it. So engineering, basic fundamental is science and maths, and these two concepts are put together and then engineering come into picture. So engineering is very fascinating field for the people who are looking at as an engineering. I would give a brief on engineering education and engineering field at large. Basically, conventional fields of engineering are like conventional streams are computer engineering, electrical, mechanical, and civil. We call these fields as so-called core fields of engineering: computer, electrical, civil, and mechanical. But now the world is evolving towards fourth industrial revolution. We call it as Industry 4.0. Industry 4.0 has put all these fields together, and then it is the area of a multidisciplinary approach. You cannot say that I will only learn electrical engineering. That will not help you to survive in your life. You will have to learn concepts of electrical engineering. You will have to implement it using computer engineering. You might implement it for mechanical engineering concepts. So all these fields are now clubbed together, and then that has evolved to these new branches. Very popular branch is artificial intelligence, machine learning, robotics. Now there is a trending technology which is called as self-driven robots or autonomous self-driven cars, sorry, which are popularly called as electrical vehicles. Data science, IoT is Internet of Things, cyber security, and believe me, my friends, list is unending. I mean, these are few fields which I could immediately name, but then there are many niche fields which are having multidisciplinary approach. I'll just take a minute and I'll click on this link. Please look at it. It's a beautiful clip. What engineering has done. If you all can clearly look at it. And this is what going to happen now. I'll play it again for the people who could not see it. You read this. In last 20 years, software ate the world. In next 20 years, AI will eat software. If you could, I'll play it again. If you could look at it, see, we had something like this. You know, I mean, when we started working in engineering, we had all this together. Slowly, software ate everything. Look at it. If you could see the list. I hope you all could realize to this. Everything was clubbed together in a small laptop. Now that laptop has got merged to a mobile phone. Now your smart mobile phone can do everything. I mean, it can have a presentation, it can have emails, it can have all the data softwares associated, everything that comes in a software in the smart mobile phone. That is current trend. But what will be a future? Future will be, look at it. This is going to be a future. You will have AI enabled glasses and they will do everything for you. So this is something is going to happen in next 20 years. If my friends, if I consider your age that you are in 9th and 10th standard, you are going to be contributor to this in future, and you will have to start preparing right now for it. Let me go back to my presentation. Now, for engineering education, you have two verticals mainly. One you have within India and the other you have outside India. I'll speak about outside India first. So like outside India, what are the requirements is, of course, you need good finance. It goes somewhere in the range of 35 to 40 lakhs Indian rupees. There is less competition outside for engineering education outside India because there are very few people from India who are opting to go for a bachelor's of technology. They call it bachelor's of science, but the process is little critical. The process is that you need to have a strong profile. So what they do is they look at your profile. You need to prepare statement of purpose, which they call it as SOP. Then they take language tests like IELTS, TOEFL. Then there are recommendation letters and all these things put together, and then the profile is shortlisted and then you get an admit. So since competition is comparatively less, possibility of admission is huge, of course. But I mean, let me put hold here on engineering education outside India, because I had never been to any of the education institute outside India where bachelor's of technology is taught. Masters, I know how it is done, but for bachelor's, but this is how the process goes. About within India, engineering admission process happens only through entrance examination, and JEE is an examination that is across India accepted. You have mains and advanced to go for. Then within Maharashtra, we have MST CET, and then there are few private entrance examinations as well. For JEE, it is anyone MST CET, it is very essential that your mathematics and physics and chemistry concepts are clear right from 8th standard. So if you're in 9th standard, give it a time, refer to the concepts of 8th standard, in 9th standard again, 8th, 9th, 10th, put together, forms a syllabus for JEE mains and advanced. If you say that I'll start preparing after 11, I want to become an engineer, as I've said in one of my previous slides, you will have to act right now in 8th and 9th and 10th standard if you really want to become an engineer. My friends, being an engineer is not a difficult task. I'll tell you a stats. We in Maharashtra, I'll tell you about Pune city. In Pune city, we have roughly 30,000 seats for engineering, and we have around 21,000 applications. So the story is, each one who is applying will get an admission, but then there is a tough competition to get good institute. You will, if you are really aiming to become a good engineer will come certainly out of good institutes. So if you are targeting IITs, NITs and good institutions in Pune, I'm referring to Pune since we are from Pune, then yes, you need to be in the top of the cream. Then only you can enter into a good institution. So as I've said, you will have to aim not to be an engineer. You will have to aim to be a successful technocrat in your life. And then technocrat is like engineering education is a part of a technocrat. There are good scholarships available by government within India, like EWS is a popular scholarship, economical weaker section. TMWS is AICTE scholarship. EBC is given by government of Maharashtra. Then there is a social and welfare department that gives scholarships to the people belonging to what we call as reservation, OBC, SC, ST, NT reservation students get good amount of scholarships through social and welfare department. Very important one, Indian education quality is worldwide accepted. If you take top 20 companies, Google, Microsoft, Yahoo, then all these tech three big giants, they all have Twitter. They all have CEOs who have done their engineering education from India. Sundar Pichai, Parag Agarwal, all these people have done their BTech from India. That's the reason why I did say that going for BTech outside India is very less trendy. If you really want to get good education, you should study within India. And of course, after your BTech, you have good possible opportunities to go for further studies outside India. What are the career options available after engineering education? One very popular is a placement in good company. Other is MS, MTech or MBA. Third is government services. You can go for UPSC, MPSC, public sector like PSUs, NTPC, BEL, GAIL, Bharat Petroleum, all these PSUs, and a startups or a family business. I'll give very good stats here. This survey I did in 2020 on 1000 students. Out of 1000 students, 50% nearly people have opted placement as their immediate career choice. 34% opted for higher studies, 5% opted for public services, and others. Others is a family business or a startups, or maybe making career in other field, maybe going to an acting field, maybe going for other allied fields of their interest. Very few people are targeting public services as their choice because they did not plan it in 8th and 9th standard. If you plan it in 8th and 9th and 10th standard, you can certainly be into the public services as per your time plan. As I've said that the further studies is a choice. MS, MTech and MBA are popular choices for further studies. MS generally people opt for Germany and US. Now Singapore and Australia is also trending. This may not be applicable right now to you all. only I have bold one line there. If you look at it, profile. And if you remember my one of the slides, everywhere it is profile. MS says profile, MTech says profile, MBA says profile. If you remember here, somewhere I did mention about that you will have to create your profile. No, it is maybe in the next slide somewhere. So please only take away to this slide is profile, 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 and profile. So let me tell you how to do it. Very important one is there are barriers amongst us. If you, there could be few people who would relate to this picture. I can't. It is impossible for me to do it. What are the barriers that you have? You have negative self-image. I could have done it, but I'm not capable of doing it. I want to become an actor, but I'm not good looking. I'm not handsome. Your habits, negative emotions, anxiety or a fear, victim mentality, interpersonal conflicts, personality traits, negative attitude, and negative thoughts against other people. All these are barriers. They are coming in between you and your success. So what should you do? You should stay away from negative people. Stop comparing yourself. Change your attitude. For attitude, I'll give an example. Vinod Kamli and Sachin Tendulkar started playing together. They all are from the same coach. They used to play together since from a childhood. Sachin Tendulkar is Honorable Bharat Ratna Award winner, and Vinod Kamli, just 1 week ago we saw some news where he was telling people that I want to get a job. Can someone help me out? This is the place where attitude plays a role. They both had tremendous skill set. They both had, required potential, but attitude has created a history. Sachin Tendulkar certainly have had a good attitude towards his career goal. I'm not a correct person to comment on any person's behavior, but if you compare everything you have, but if you don't have a good attitude, you cannot create a good future. So attitude is very important one. Have faith, keep practicing your skill set, have self-confidence. You should have effective time management, and you should be optimistic and realistic. So all this puts together, if you put all these things together, it will certainly keep you away from the negative factors that are contributing as a barrier to your path. You should improve your profile. Improving your profile means you should start participating in various competitions. You should start participating in extracurricular and co-curricular activities. You should effectively use your breaks, summer break, winter break, Saturday, Sundays. You will have to learn beyond time and space. Learning beyond time and space means something that you are learning today should be applicable beyond time, 20 years after now, as I've shown you that AI enabled class. Be adaptive to the changing conditions, be outspoken, talk to people, follow your passion. Hobby is a must. So a person who does not have a hobby will land up some different problems at a plus 40 age. Believe yourself. Very important one. I don't know if you can see this line which is written there. Very important one is always remember that in cricket we say that form is temporary but class is permanent. So you should follow a form, but you should have a class throughout the life. This is the last slide of my presentation. This is the role of a parent. So I am not a correct person to teach parent how to be a parent, although I am a parent, but this is something what I could put together. So please trust your word, encourage them, stop comparing, avoid social pressure, listen to him, and then give freedom to him to choose his career. And believe me, all these kids will, create a miracle in their life. So this is all about from my side. Wish you all a success ahead. If I put my presentation all together, my friends, we started with what was the first slide? Multiple roads that a person had to choose. And after, if you follow all this, you will land up at this slide where you have specific path that you have chosen and that has given you a success. That is it from my side. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. parents, we are going through your questions. We'll take all the questions after all the three speakers finished off speaking. Yeah. Yeah, we are taking a note of the questions. Don't worry. Yeah. So over to you, Anshuman sir. Would you like to take it ahead?
Hello. Hello, I am audible.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, yes. You are audible. You can go ahead.
कॅल्शियम त्याच्यातनं चांगलं मिळतं.
Just a minute.
केल्याचे छिलके सुद्धा सांगितले त्यांनी. चाल.
My slide is visible to everyone.
हा.
1 minute, sir. Dear parents, I would request you all to please off your camera, off your mics. So you can take it ahead, sir.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Thank you for inviting for such a wonderful session that we are having now. And first of all, I would like to thank to Kapil sir. He has correctly pointed out and explained how to choose the career option. I will be moving forward and I will be telling how you can make a career in law or a legal field. First of all, before starting my session, I would like to tell very famous line which have been heard by everyone. That is, wealth is lost, nothing is lost. When health is lost, something is lost. And when character is lost, everything is lost. It is being heard, listened, or encountered by each and every person by any time. So, if we put a career option or a profession into this phrase, we will see a wealth is saved by chartered accountant. That is, nothing has been saved. Health is saved by doctors, something has been saved. And character is saved by the lawyers or judges. That's why in Hindi movies it says, "Ba ijjat bari kiya gaya." We save a character, we save everything for everyone. So, moving further, what are the requirements one should know about the law, a career law? The first thing, the LLB. The full form of LLB is Legum Baccalaureus, which means Bachelor of Law. LLB is an undergraduate degree for making a career into a law. So LLB is being done after a graduation, which will be covering in further slides. Second, it's the same thing. LLB is a graduation in law, which means that you will be learning this course, you will be encountering this law, field of law. The subjects will be coming after the 12th examination, which is the school education. Very beneficial.
Sir, 1 minute, sir. I will mute everyone. You can start, sir, now. You can unmute yourself and start. Sorry, sir.
Yes. Yes. Law connects socially, economically, and politically. Law is something which is being seen, experienced, feel by everyone. In the movie 3 Idiots, Amir Khan has stated, everywhere there is a science, everywhere there is a machinery. I would connect this statement into the law. Yes, everywhere there is a law. Everywhere there is a law, science, and politics going on. Anything, suppose we are driving a car. This car is being driven with a certain principle, certain rules. We have to drive in single lane. We do not have to cross the red light. This is because of some law, that is Motor Vehicle Act. That is a law under which we are bounded to follow. If we go for economically, all the principles which is made by the government which is made by the parliament, respect to the economics, with respect to the cost, with respect to the budgets, with respect to the any section come under the law. Law is a very broader term which used to connect us socially, economically and politically. Next, what are the courses which we can opt for making a career in law? There are two majorly courses, which is BLLB, BCom LLB or BSLB or BLLB. In short, I can say 5-year law degree course which can be opted after passing the 12th examination or 12th board examination. This 5-year course is a course which consists of a graduation course and a undergraduate course of law. That's why I have made an option of BA, BCom, BSc and BBA. The options are depending upon the university offers. There are certain different universities, they offer different undergraduate course combination with the law. There are many other universities which provide science plus law. The other course is 3-year course. 3-year course can be done by any individual who is graduate or postgraduate in any field. These 3-year course are being generally offered by the universities regulated by the state government or by the central government, and also by the private universities too. Next one is the colleges. See, you have got to know these are the courses. After getting the known of the courses, you should get of the where should I get this courses, where should I get into the law colleges, where should the educational institution for it. Very topmost law colleges or law universities renowned in India is National Law Universities. Although there are certain debates already going on whether we should give the similarity onto same category with the IITs or IIMs, but we feel that this is the similar like IIT and IIMs. The very top is Bangalore, then Hyderabad, then Kolkata, then Delhi, then Jodhpur, then Raipur, then Lucknow, then Bhopal, then Gandhinagar, then Patna, then Mumbai. These are the national law universities situated in these many cities, which provides or which offers 5-year law course program. And I would like to tell about the National Law University Mumbai. It's Maharashtra National Law University. In Maharashtra National Law University, there are 3 different branches. Maharashtra National Law University at Mumbai, Maharashtra Law National University at Aurangabad, Maharashtra National Law University at Nagpur. Second, after the national law universities, there are certain prestigious law colleges other than the NLUs, which is very important or very prestigious colleges which has been counted in the separate list. First is ILS Law College, Pune. This college is one of the oldest law college of India who provides law degree to the public at large. This college offers 5-year course of law, 3-year course of law and masters and certain other diploma programs. Then we go for the GLC, another one of the oldest law college of India, Government Law College, Mumbai, situated at Churchgate, Mumbai. These 2 law colleges have given n number of eminent personality in legal fraternity, which is very renowned to each and everyone in a general public also. The next is IIT Kharagpur. You might be knowing, just now Mr. Kapil sir has said IIT, about the IIT, Indian Institute of Technology, how technology come into law. As I have already mentioned, everywhere there is a law. We all are bounded by any of the law. So in technology also there is certain laws. We are some practitioners are doing technology law practices. So about telling you about the IIT Kharagpur, this is the only Indian Institute of Technology which provides a degree of law also. The person who has been graduated from this undergraduated from technology, or in the field of science, in the school, the general different school, they used to offer commerce background, arts background and science background or biology background. This is physics, chemistry, math, or physics, chemistry, biology. So let me tell you the qualification for getting into this IIT Kharagpur college, that is known as the Rajiv Gandhi Intellectual Property Right Law College. This college specifically, and they have a trend to mold into their student into the intellectual property right. That's why they used to make a qualification who has done his schooling or a graduation into a science background. This college is exclusively for the science background. The next is Army Law School Mohali, another very eminent and prestigious law college. The only I used to say drawback, but there is some privilege to other. Maximum seats in this law college is for the army students or army wards or army children. But there are also general seats for which a general public or individual, a citizen of India can fight for this and get a seat. That is a very less amount. Let me clear for that, but we can go for this. The next is faculties. There are so many faculties in India which provide law college. Faculty is of the university. Majorly, I have dropped down very few. That is the top three one. The first is Faculty of Law, University of Delhi. Then second is Faculty of Law, University of Bangalore. Third is Faculty of Law, Banaras Hindu University, Varanasi. These are the university faculties. They have also given a very renowned personal, very renowned individuals are gems for India who has contributed to the framing of the nation, framing of the laws, or for the development of the countries, because the maximum big politicians, they are being graduated law from these universities. The next, coming to the, although we can differentiate this university in two categories, due to paucity of time I have made only one. The universities can be bifurcated in two categories: central government universities and state government universities. This Delhi University and BHU are the central government university which has been funded, regulated by the central government, and like Savitribai Phule Pune University is the state government university. University of Bangalore is state government university. There are many other universities that has been bifurcated into two, although the parent body is University Grant Commission under the Department of Higher Education, under the Ministry of Human Resources. The fourth category is private universities. There are certain private / deemed universities which is also very famous, renowned, and also provide a very good education in law. The list is Symbiosis University, very famous university of India, which is located in Pune city only. The other is Bharati Vidyapeeth Deemed Universities, New Law College. In the media rankings, Bharati Vidyapeeth New Law College has also a very good position in a very top 10 location of the law colleges in India. The third one is Amity University, which is located in Noida in NCR region of North Delhi. Then UPES Dehradun. This university is named as Petroleum. This university is already famous for the engineering colleges, but this university also offer very good law college, very good curriculum, and very good infrastructure for the law students or law courses also. Christ University and Nirma University has also very good position in the media rankings made by the media for the list of law colleges or merits of the law college or rank of the law college in a very top positions. These are the different educational institutions which provide law degree from where you can be a law graduate. So first of all, you got to know what is the law course. Thereafter, you got to know where I can get these law course. Now the question comes, how you can get into these all law colleges, these educational institutions, to get that law courses or to be graduate in law. The things required to clear the entrance examination, I have made a very general preview, because these are the things which can be covered into the national as well as the international law entrance examinations. The first of all is current affair and general knowledge. See, to get clear any entrance examination, the very first thing you should be updated, aware about the general awareness, general knowledge. First of all, general knowledge. In general knowledge, you can be covering the history, civics, physics, chemistry, mathematics, everything you will be covering in this, which is very required, essential for every individual to know, because these examination do test your the awareness, how much aware you are about your surroundings, about your history, about your future, about the technology, about the development of yourself or the country or the humanity or the society. The second is legal reasoning and the logical reasoning. In there's a bit very small thin line difference between this legal and logical. In logical reasoning, you will be requiring the verbal and arithmetical or mathematical questions, and in legal reasoning, you will be getting a question where you can get, someone has asked you if X has killed B by using a knife, whether this is a murder or not. Second example for the question, if A as a doctor during the operation has operated and operation got failed and resulting the patient died. Now let me know whether a doctor is culprit or whether doctor should be convicted to the murder, not amounting to murder, or he has done no offense, or none of these. This type of questions you may get about the legal reasoning, and if we will go for the verbal and mathematical, it will go for the logical reasoning. Quantitative questions and quantitative aptitudes are totally depending upon the mathematics which you have been learned till class 10th, about all the ratios, table, and this formulas. Everything you will get into the quantitative techniques. The last one is English. English as a language will be requiring to qualify the examination. The basic English exam, the questions may come to you with good vocabulary test, with good passage test, and also with respect to the verbs, pronouns, and the fill in the blanks you may get in this examination with respect to English category. The next is you got to know what you have to prepare. Now for which process you have to prepare. The process of getting into the law college is the entrance examination. Very famous or very top level examination, we can say bit tough examination to clear for the National Law University is Common Law Admission Test. For the list of that I have said about the National Law University is Common Law Admission Test. CLAT is also in short form, it is known as CLAT. The second is for specifically only for the National Law University Delhi. NLU Delhi is not coming under the purview of the Common Law Admission Test, which is the CLAT. In the CLAT community, NLU Delhi is outside. NLU Delhi used to make his own examination, which is known as All India Law Entrance Test, AILET, only for the National Law University Delhi. The second is Symbiosis Entrance Test. Symbiosis, as I said, Symbiosis is very renowned, very famous examination. This college is also having a very competitive and tough examination with respect to law entrance. And similarly for Maharashtra, there is Maharashtra Common Entrance Test for ILS Law College and GLC Mumbai. The admission process is under the Maharashtra Common Entrance Test, which is conducted by the Maharashtra government. Then Bharati Vidyapeeth New Law Colleges Examination Test. Bharati Vidyapeeth itself conduct its own entrance examination for its law courses. Then for Andhra Pradesh state, they have their own law CET, Law Common Entrance Test. Thereafter, UPES University, they itself conduct their examination. UPS entrance test, basically they say. Then Army Law Institute Mohali conduct its own examination, which is known as Army Institute of Law Entrance Examination. And it's good news from last 5 years. One Army Law Institute is also situated in Pune after the Mohali. Thereafter, Christ Law College entrance test for Christ Bangalore. Christ College is also at Pune in the Lavasa city. Very beautiful place nearby the Pune. And then last in Kerala entrance, common entrance term. Other than these are the general list I have made just to aware about this. Other than this list also there are separate examination conducted by separate states for their state entrance test, and other than this separate universities they used to offer their own separate entrance test for the entrance of the LLB or law courses. Now, once you are graduated, what will be the career options? Before going to the career options, I would also like to mention about the international career or international courses, or you can opt for the law graduation internationally abroad or foreign in countries like UK, USA, Canada and Australia. Their very famous examination is TOEFL, GRE, IELTS, and the specific examination for law entrance or law admissions in United States, Australia and Canada is LSAC, Law School Admission Council. In this examination, you will be getting the law colleges, law universities, the admission in these courses in America, that is United States of America, Australia and Canada. Then all the examination like TOEFL, GRE and IELTS, they used to generally test the English language. And the one thing I would like to mention about the entrance into the law, it is not stuck by these examination or international examination or any screening test which has been conducted by different organizations in the globe, but individually by checking into the university's website or by calling into, you can check which university needs which entrance examination or which qualification, because there are many other universities which offer law degree program, but they do not want to appear any other examination. You can apply directly to there. They will scrutinize your application. If they find that you are be eligible for this university, they will definitely call for the further interview or further admissions. It is not restricted that only these examinations are only there to go into the foreign education or for any other courses which is situated abroad. Now going into the career options, first of all I would like to tell the dispute settlement. Why? With respect to the law, with respect to LLB, everyone, the first thing come in your mind, Vakil Sahib. Law means advocate, law means lawyer, law means attorney, and whenever there will be a dispute, whenever there will be a fight, there will be a lawyer, there will be an advocate who come into it and settle the dispute. But let me clarify, when lawyers are before dispute and also dispute. So with respect to the dispute settlement, this is the very broad and very renowned or a different importance in the career in law. In dispute settlements, first thing that comes is court. All the dispute which is into the litigation goes to the court. Different courts has been incorporated by the laws and by the constitution. Respected honorable constitution of India has incorporated 3 levels of the court. That will be the lower court, which comes a district and sessions court situated in each and every district. Then it goes to high court, the one high court at each and every state. There are high courts which covers the multiple other state also, like Honorable Bombay High Court has a jurisdiction to settle the dispute of Maharashtra and Goa also, and in Union Territories, Daman and Diu too. Then in courts, what comes? In courts for dispute settlement, there are 2 career options for the advocate and for the judges. First of all, I will be going for the advocate. To making a career like an advocate, there are the different career options. Once in litigation advocate, the one advocates who directly represent your case or your issues before the court of law or before the honorable judges. That is known as litigation lawyer. Litigation is something which comes before the court. Then it comes law firms. There are different famous renowned entities, firms, corporate firms which are into the corporate practices. The same thing is required. You should be a lawyer, you should be a law graduate. Thereafter, you can directly join a law firms. They do corporate practice, they make contract agreements, they do all compliances with respect to the law. For anything or any transaction between two business entities are coming, there should be a very written black and white thing where paper should be made, an agreement should be made. Those draftings and case preparations are being done by the different law firms. The very renowned and famous top paying and top knowing law firm are Amarchand Mangaldas in India, Khaitan and Khaitan, DSK Legal, Surana and Surana. There are many more. Then the third career option with respect to the advocate side of the government pleader. When we come to the court, in court, many of the time we used to file a case against any government body. Suppose we are filing any case against the Pune Municipal Corporation that the area where we reside is not being cleaned, it is not maintained. We are a taxpayer, we have paid multiple taxes, but the areas are not being cleaned. And due to the non-maintenance, I met an accident. So you are the institutional body, you have to compensate all my damages, all my losses which have occurred due to this accident. So you will hire a lawyer who will represent you. Then who will be there with who will represent? Hello. Yes. Who will be representing the
Yes,
government
you are
body?
audible.
These government body representative. The government body representative person are known as the government pleader. This situation that I have tell you about the government pleader is a civil in nature. Suppose any crime has happened, then what? In criminal cases, in Jolly LLB also, the name of the movie was the State versus Jolly LLB. In any criminal cases, the nomenclature of the case is state versus XYZ. Suppose I have made any offense, I have made any crime, the crime is registered against me at the honorable court. The name of the case will be State versus Anshuman. I will be representing myself by appointing any lawyer, and the state means state government. In that particular context, there are the public prosecutors. So government pleaders and public prosecutors are also very good career option in the law with respect to the court dispute settlement, where you can represent a government body or a public prosecution, or to the police. Being a government pleader, you will be a salaried person, direct government employee. It will be a government service being an advocate. The second thing in the dispute settlement is judges, because court consists of advocates and judges. So judges are the one who adjudicate, who decide the case after listening both the parties or all the parties concerned to particular case. There may be n number of parties in case. We generally used to differentiate and bifurcate by making two parties, plaintiff, defendant, or in Marathi we say pakshkar, apaksh. Then another career option in dispute settlement is ADR, alternate dispute resolution. One was with the court settlement, other is outside court settlement. You can also settle your dispute by not using the forum of the court. You can make your own forum, which is known as alternate dispute resolution. The career option in internationally or globally will be coming with the arbitration. Arbitration, the career option for the arbitration is very famous across the country. We are developing with the arbitration. There are two types of arbitration: domestic arbitration, international commercial arbitration. There are so many conventions which has been made with respect to the arbitration. The lawyers who has been graduate from any course or any country, they are going to the arbitration. What is this arbitration? Suppose the court in the court, judge has been appointed by the state government. Advocates are practicing like a doctor, like a CA, like an architect. They are representing someone in the court of law, being their duty, being their profession. In arbitration, parties, that is two individuals who are having their dispute between themselves, they only appoint one judge. Although we cannot use word judge, we have to use word arbitrator, because judge is very totally different thing, because it comprises of certain powers, some other social, economical and political powers too. But with respect to arbitration, the arbitrator has been appointed by the parties. It can be anybody, not with respect to the law also, but having the knowledge of the procedure, they can become an arbitrator. Then arbitrator is the one who will adjudicate, who will decide the matter between the parties. The parties will present their case before the arbitrator. Suppose one party is of India, another party is of US, then this is the international arbitration. In the coming time, we will be going into the international commercial arbitration. International commercial arbitration is very good, very booming career option internationally. Those who want to make their career option across the world, across in globe, in very renowned the developing countries like UK, US, Singapore, Australia, Canada, they can go for the arbitration options. People are getting very good opportunities to represent the arbitrator also, to represent the parties also in the arbitration proceedings. The second is mediation. In mediation, parties used to appoint one mediator who is mediate between them in their particular issues. The third is negotiation. In negotiation, no one is appointed. We will sit together in a room. We will discuss. You have taken my 10 rupees and you are not giving. I don't have the money. I am facing with very financial losses, very financial issues. What should I do? Okay, I consider you. Give me 8 rupees. 8 rupees is fine for you. I will not be paying 2 rupees extra in future. No, fine, done. They have done negotiations. They negotiated their dispute of giving money or not giving money. They settled this matter by taking 8 rupees and not giving 2 rupees. They have negotiated from 10 rupees to 8 rupees. This is the negotiation has been done. Then second career option in law is employment services. You can become an employee, whether private company employee or private entity employee or a government entity employee. First of all, we will going for the public sector unit. Public sector unit, as we know, NTPC, PGCIL, ONGC, CIL, Coal India Limited. These are the public sector units which has been made by the central government or the state government. Public sector unit are those units or those entities whose maximum shares or decision making powers are with the government. In this public sector unit, they used to appoint their legal advisor or law officer who will take care of each and every legal affairs which has been made, done or faced by the public sector unit. Second option is private corporate sector. Other than the public sector unit, there are also large business entities or large entities like Tata, Reliance, Aditya Birla, Finance Capital, Aditya Birla, anything, Hindalco. These are the big entities. They run like a public sector unit. They function like the public sector unit, and they have their own business modules or business procedure they do. During the business merger, during the process, during performance their activity, they may face certain legal issues, legal compliances. So they appoint their own legal advisor, legal counsel or a law officer of the entity who used to guide him, reflect him and give a solution what to do and what not to do. Then civil services. Let me clear one thing. In UPSC examination or MPSC examination, maximum questions or maximum syllabus are covered with respect to the law only, because as per the Constitution of India, there are 3 pillars which has been made. One is legislature, executive and judiciary. The function of legislature is to make the law. The function of executive is to execute the law, and the function of judiciary is to interpret the law. Once legislature, Lok Sabha or Vidhan Sabha in state has made any law, it is a duty of a executive, that is IAS, IPS, or any person who has been selected by UPSC, MPS and become a civil servant by the civil services, has a duty to implement that law. So if you are going into civil services, you should know the law. That's why the law used to help to clear the civil service examination. The third is police. Although in civil services, IPS are the police only, but other than the civil service examination with respect to UPSC and MPSC, there are police service examination for the inspectors and lower ranks, because they have also same duty to implement the law, although they are into the law against the crime. Then third is intellectual property right, the another career option which creates an opportunity to go abroad. International practice or international legal career option created by the IPR is under the trademarks, copyrights, patents. Generally in patents and copyrights, we used to go for international litigation. There are international forums under the international court of. Hello.
Sorry, excuse me, sir. Sorry to interrupt. We are heading to that we are. Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, actually, how much time you will give, because we are heading time.
Okay. Just give me 1-2 minutes. This is the last slide even.
Okay.
I will complete it. So in IPR, you will be having a career opportunity with the IPR attorney, and other is patent agent. In IPR, attorneys are the one, any lawyer, any law graduate can become an IPR attorney who can represent their copyrights, their patents or their trademarks before any court of law or before any individual to justify yourself. This is that you are the owner of that particular property. Second is patent agent. The option for patent agents are only for those who are science graduate or technology graduate. India used to conduct their patent agent examination to make a patent agent. Once you have researched, once you have find something new, then you have to get it registered, and that registration process is being done by the patent agent only. Then it's legal education and legal research. In legal education or in research field with respect to career options in law, you will be become an academician, you can become a professor of law, you can be an author of law, or you can do a law researcher. While making a law made by any in the parliament or any legislature, Vidhan Sabha, the government used to appoint some law researchers, those who will research the need of the law, requirement of the law, and what will give the outcomes of the law, positive or negative both. So they are the researchers who is been appointed by the legislature, by the parliament, Lok Sabha, Raj Sabha, Vidhan Sabha or Vidhan Parishad, to get the things to the practicality before the legislature, so that they can draft a law and discuss before the parliament. The other thing is defense. In defense field, you can go for the judge, advocate general. Defense used to appoint their own lawyers and own judges. The process for going into this is judge, advocate general, that is JAG. The third is politics. As I have said, politicians go to Lok Sabha, Raj Sabha, Vidhan Sabha, Vidhan Parishad, that is legislature, for making of law. Apart from their political crunches that they do in the media or anywhere in the public, their prime duty is to make the law for the public. So they should be aware about the law. Last thing I would like to say, the lawyer's time and advice are very stock in trade. It is very famous line made by the Abraham Lincoln. Thank you for giving the opportunity, and the questions can be asked as last, as said by the ma'am. Thank you, and sorry for taking much time.
No. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. I request, without wasting time, I request Swapnali ma'am to take over.
Yes, so the question here is, what is the difference between BE and BTech? Is the question which has been asked here.
Yeah, it's a difference is, so I'll tell you, all the IITs, NITs, private universities are allowed to offer BTech degree. However, The colleges, those are associated with conventional universities like SP Pune University or Mumbai University are offering BE degrees. BTech degrees are considered to be updated degree syllabus because these are autonomous institutes or private universities who upgrade their syllabus quite frequently. So that's the major difference. As long as education goes, BE, BTech goes hand in hand. And when it comes to consideration for further studies, they are at par equal.
Yeah. Now the question is here, difference with JEE and JEE Advanced. What is the difference with those exams?
So it's not like you can't have a difference. There are two different exams. JEE stands for Joint Engineering Entrance Examination conducted by Government of India. There is a portal and that conducts this exam. So these are like two exams. So first you need to clear with JEE Mains. Then depending upon number of people who apply and depending upon number of seats are available for IITs and NITs, JEE Advance is being conducted. So there is a cutoff that they decide and then the JEE Advance is taken. Admissions of NITs and all other private universities or colleges happens through JEE Mains, paper 1 for engineering, and then for IITs it happens only through JEE Advanced. So these are two different exams. Difficulty level is also different. I mean, mains is bit easier than advanced, certainly.
Okay. And how are children placed in IITs? Which entrance they need to give is what is the question.
As I've just answered, JEE is mandatory.
Is mandatory. Okay.
And 75% in 12th PCM is also mandatory.
Is mandatory. Yeah. Any university degree which specializes in AI, IoT or data scientists?
Pune University now, see, AICT has taken initiative from last 3-4 years and all good colleges are offering BTech in AI and data science. Like I am from an institute, VIT Pune. We are offering BTech in AI, BTech in AIDS, BTech in AI ML. There are many good colleges even in Pune who are offering these BTech programs.
Okay. Yeah, Bhargav wants to know, referring to your statement, learn beyond time and space. What's your opinion on best site to choose in engineering, considering the fact that 10th standard student will be graduating after 6 to 7 years?
Correct. It's a good question. And as I said that you should always learn beyond time and space. This is not something new. Since from our like Mahabharata era, the students used, the teachers are telling students to learn beyond time and space. Something that you are learning today should be applicable throughout the life, which in other sense called as lifelong learning. Like 2 + 2 = 4, we have learned in standard 1. It is still applicable and stands valid. So that is what I mean to say, learn beyond time and space. Do not learn only for time being. Whatever you are learning, linear algebra, statistics, mathematics, physics, chemistry, as long as engineering goes, you should learn it as if this you will be requiring throughout the life in engineering. This is what I mean to say beyond time and space. As long as a specific question for Bhargav for standard 10th, see, as I've told you that the future is only AI and computing altogether. So you'll have to have good concepts of mathematics, statistics, linear algebra to be very precise. And as long as programming goes, you will have to have an analysis mind. See, anyone can tell you how to program or how to write a code, but how to think, that no one can teach you. That you will have to yourself practice and open your mind logically. So mathematics is a key.
Okay, yes. Yeah, what subjects are to be taken in 11th in order to do BTech?
PCM is mandatory. Of course, PCM group, because all the entrance has PCM. However, if you can take vocational courses, computers or electronics or allied, depending upon your requirement, that would be an added advantage.
Okay, and also for being an entrepreneur, they want to know that which degree. Sir, can you please give suggestion for what degree we need to take to be an entrepreneur?
Honestly speaking, entrepreneurship, I mean, I cannot name any degree. Rather, there are many entrepreneurs who have, have become successful irrespective of their degree that they have. But to be very specific about an engineering, if you are really looking to have a startup, because startup are very trending now, and I mean, this is not a session, but probably I can have a separate session on how to have a startups. For that, respective BTech degree is essential. Like if you want to have a startup in a chemical related field, you should have inclination right from 10th for chemistry, then getting all the information related to that, and then having BTech in chemical engineering, that might land up in a good startup. So that's how you can inline.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. And I think one question I would take it ahead to law, Anshuman sir. Sir, can you please guide us about army law that is located in Lonavala? So this army law, yeah. So actually, if you could unmute yourself, sorry, sir.
Extremely sorry, ma'am, and I was not.
No.
I have noticed. The same test, Army Law Institute entrance examination, which is been conducted by Army Law Institute, is the same examination for the institute which is made in Pune. As I've already said, the one of the Army Law Institute is also in Pune. That is the same thing, the same college, same examination, and same curriculum will be there.
Okay, and is there a degree different for a lawyer and a judge? Is what they want?
No, that's why I said there are only two types of degree, and both they give you law graduate. They will make you law graduate. Once you have qualified, once you have did your law, you will become a law graduate. After clearing the law examination, you have to appear for the judge examination, which is also popularly known as judicial magistrate first class examination, which is conducted by each and every state separately. So you have to go through this civil service examination of judges. You will become a judicial magistrate first class or a civil judge in a different district or different places. With respect to the High Court and Supreme Court judges, there is no such examinations are there. If you want to become a High Court or Supreme Court judge, you have to do a very eminent, renowned and hard work practice before the High Court or Supreme Court. After once you have been renowned practice, you have been known for the thing, you have done free cases, pro bono cases, so you can be elevated by the collegium system, by the judges, to the High Court or Supreme Court a judge. There is no separate examination for them.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. I think before moving ahead, students of standard 9th and 10th, I think you have your online classes to be continued. So I would request the parents to continue with this session because we are moving ahead with the medical part now. Swapnali ma'am is already ready here, but students only of 9th and 10th, if you could move ahead with your classes and request the parents to please continue. Rest all the students of 11th, 12th will continue with the session because we are moving ahead with the medical side now, and we'll continue the question answer after ma'am's presentation. Yeah. Thank you so much, Anshuman sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, am I audible now?
Sorry,
yes, sir.
taking 1 minute. Actually, just you said the students below 9th, they have to go to classes. I guess there is one 8 Ayush Gupta question.
Okay, okay. I think he's
Sir,
just attending.
I want to know why everyone.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yes, sir. You wanted to say something.
If they are going, then I should have. I want to answer this question. If they are here, then I will answer afterwards. After ma'am's session will be over.
Yeah, I think that's what I request. At least the parents can continue with the question answers so that we go, because it's 11:30, so they had a planned class after this webinar. So we can continue with it, sir, after ma'am's presentation, maybe. Yeah. Okay. Ma'am, I think you could take over. Yeah.
Yeah. Am I audible now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. And can you see my slides? Are my slides are visible?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Your slides are audible.
Okay. Okay.
I'm invisible. Sorry.
We will go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry for this problem. Actually, I'm not a techno person. Because all medical persons are not a techno persons actually. Okay. My work has been made very easy by the previous two speakers. Thank you so much. And I'm directly go to my slides now. Okay. Okay. Basically, medicine is a vast field, especially in India, because there are a lot of different pathies, okay. But everyone is basically aware of all these medical terminologies because we as a person, we are already exposed to the medical field from the beginning. Once we have birth, we are in the hands of gynecologist, then we are going to shift to pediatrician, neonatologist. So basically we are exposed to all these kinds of terminologies like doctor, what is mean by doctor, and all the hospital scenario, right? So my task will be a little bit easy. So I will just go through directly to the slides that there are two different types of pathies in India. The most important is the modern pathy, or you may call it as a allopathy and Western pathy. And second is the traditional, that is Ayurveda, homeopathy, naturopathy, Unani. These are the different pathies which are right now available in India. So whenever you have completed your 10th, 12th, then definitely you are going to go for the courses, which if you are interested in the medical branches, you will be in a big dilemma where we should go. So there are different courses like MBBS, BAMS, BHMS, then dental, physiotherapy, nutritionist, speech therapy, sports medicine, and veterinary. So these are the basically all the basic courses in the medicine which is available right now. And the MBBS, it is nothing but it is the modern pathy, that is the allopathy. Then dental is a very good have scope nowadays because it is a flourishing branch. Physiotherapy is one of the good branch nowadays, and the sport medicine is actually allied with that of physiotherapy. So we can go for the physiotherapy also. And if you are interested in animals and all this, you can go directly to the veterinary science. So now what I'm going to concentrate is basically on MBBS because Ayurveda and homeopathy, I'm not the right person to go with that. But basically I will concentrate on medicine. Okay, that is MBBS. So what are the different pros and cons in your MBBS career? So the first and foremost important why everybody is fascinated to become a doctor is basically satisfaction in saving person's life and bring a new life in the world. There is great respect among people and society for the doctors. There is good growth and attractive earnings. What is mean by good growth, or what is mean by flexibility of working in a hospital, that I will just elaborate. Basically, whenever you're going to complete the MBBS course, or then you're going to go for the post graduation, you have a lot of vast variety to work. Like if you are a business minded person, you can directly go to your own hospital. You can build up your own hospital. It may be a small clinic, it may be a polyclinic, or it may be a small hospital. And if you are not in the form of business mind, then you can directly go and have a job in different places. The jobs may be from the basically from government sectors to private sectors, corporate hospitals, and even abroad. Then definitely MBBS have a lot of cons also. So whenever we are going to talk for the MBBS, or whenever we are going to opt for the career of the MBBS, you should be well versed with the cons of the MBBS, because a lot of students or a lot of parents don't know what are the problems that come in the medical profession, right? So basically the problems in the medical professions are there are long and erratic working hours. You should be always ready for the emergency situations. There will be little social life. There will be always patients. You are always among the patients. You are ready to work for the patients, because the patient is basically expect everything from you. The patient is like that because for the patient, it is the single emergency in their life. So what they want is a doctor to be present at that situation. And that is right from their point of view. But for a doctor, the emergency situations will come again and again. So whenever you are going to become a doctor, you should be passionate towards medicine so that you can go for all the medical emergencies. So there will be in medical profession, it takes a long time to establish when as compared to other professions like engineering professions, where a person will go as a B or BTech and immediately they have job placements, right? But in MBBS, there is no campus placement. Just keep in your mind, there is no campus placements in MBBS. After completion of MBBS, you have to go for post graduations, and after that means that their struggle is little bit more in the medical field. There is need of specialty education. Means what? Nowadays there is nobody is going to stop on MBBS. Everybody wants post graduation. Everybody wants super specialization like oncophysician, oncology, right? So all these are going to add up in your time duration, means the duration of MBBS, then post graduation, and then super specialization. And most important is there is hard entrance examination at each and every layer. That is at the MBBS level, then PG level, then again super specialty level. But yes, the examinations or the entrance are always hard for everywhere. It's not like for only MBBS. It is hard in JRE also. It is hard in JE also. So you have to be prepared for all these different kinds of entrance examinations. Now I will like to speak about basic entrance examinations which are required for the qualification of MBBS and other the science related subjects, right? So basically for the entrance point of for the MBBS is you are going to go for NEET UG examination, that is undergraduate exams for the NEET. And this is now in India, it is all over the India. It is a single entrance examination that is to be taken by Government of India, and it is conducted by National Testing Academy, that is NTA. And this is nothing but National Eligibility Cum Entrance Test. And with this entrance test, and with the marks of these tests, you are going to eligible for MBBS, and according to that BAMS and all these things. Means what? You are going to have minimum marks in your 12th. It may be above 50%, but the entrance examination marks will be calculated. That is the NEET score, and according to that you are going to get your admissions. If you are going to get a good score in NEET examination, definitely you will get a good government education or the government hospital. As per how in the engineering field, the IIT is the topmost. Okay, you're looking for the IIT admissions, but in a MBBS level, the most important is you have to get attachment or you have to get admission in one of the good reputed government medical college. That is our aim, because it has a lot of important things that will be easily available in the government institutes than that of the private institutes, right? So what is this test? It is a pen paper test, and it includes about 720 marks, and the basic science, that is physics, chemistry and biology. You should be very thorough with your biology. Here I would like to say that biology is basically a memory subject, right? So you can go through very easily in the biology, in the chemistry, but again you have to be good in physics, because in NEET examination a lot of part is included the physics, and that physics is from your CBSE curriculum, right? So you should be very well versed and very good in your physics also. Otherwise your NEET score will go down. A lot of good students will get less mark because of not doing well in the physics. They will just concentrate on chemistry and biology, but the physics is most important for your NEET examination. And this examination will be a uniform examination for MBBS, BDS and BAMS, right? And this is taken from 2013. So what are the number of attempts you can go for your NEET examination? As far now, there is no restrictions. You can go for single attempts, double attempts, and whatever you want to, third attempts, you can apply for the NEET examination. What is the course duration for MBBS? MBBS is now, it is 4 years academic, and then it include 1 year internship. Okay. Previously, when we were in MBBS, it was 4.5 years plus 1 year internship, that is 5.5 years. After that, you are going to go for PG, that is the post-graduation. Okay, so what is post-graduation? Basically, after completion of your MBBS, you are going to go for different specialty in your clinical branches and the paraclinical branches, right? So again, you are going to go for the PG NEET examination, that is the post-graduation exams, which is conducted again by the NTA, and it is again by the All India level. Okay. Previously, what was there? Previously, there was different exams, like in the state-wise examination or the institutional examination. But now government has resolved all these things. You have to go for only single examination, that is the PG NEET examination, that will be conducted all over India. And that is again a pen test examination. And so you're going to go for the specialties. So what are the different specialties you can get in your medical field? As you are well versed with these terminologies like clinical branches and paraclinical branches. So what is mean by that? Basically, clinical branches, we are going to in touch with your patients, right? So everybody is fascinated toward clinical branches. Because why? You are going to have touch of your patients, you are going to directly operate your patients, you are going to directly treat your patients. So the clinical branches, for getting clinical branches, you have to go for the good score in your PG examination. And after that comes your paraclinical branches. But nowadays, I'm going to highlight that paraclinical branches are equally important, like in cases of the pathology, Then there may be a microbiology, because basically pathology means, or microbiology means, they are the persons, or they are the helpers for the clinical branches who are going to give the final diagnosis, or the tissue diagnosis can be taken by from your pathological colleagues. So there is nothing worry that if you got a paraclinical branches or a clinical branches, but according to that you can opt for your post graduation subjects, right? So again, this is the point that you're going to make clear, that after completion of your 5 years, again you are going to invest this much of years in your life for your post graduation. How much? If you have opt degree, that is MD or MS by university, you are going to get 3 years, that is for the 3-year course. And this is not a postal course, okay? Just keep in mind, you have to go to the hospital where you are going to get that course. Wherever the hospital is in India, you have to go there, you have to stay there for 3 years to get your MD MS degree. If you have got diploma, you have to stay there for 2 years. You have to be a strenuous work out in their hospitals, because the residency is basically a very hard time of your life, okay? So you should be very well versed of this time of your post graduation or the residency. What is meant by residency is, these are the resident doctors which will be residing 24 hours in the hospital. Means what? At any emergency, they will be available in the hospitals. They will consult their faculty, senior faculties, or you may call it as a professors, or you may call it as a consultant. They take help of their consultants and they will treat the patient. Means what? They should available for 24 hours, right? So this is the most difficult time of medical education, that is called as the post-graduation time or the residency years through the curriculum, right? And if you're going to go for the DNB, that is again for the 3 years. I will here like to differentiate between these two. What is degree diploma and what is DNB? Degree diploma is by universities, right? The different universities will give you degrees of different. Like if I am here in Pune, then the Pune University will give me the degrees. If I'm in the other medical college, like Mirrors Medical College, then the other university. But what is meant by DNB? It is Diplomat of National Board. Okay, that degree is equivalent to your MD, MS. But the body is different. The body is National Diplomat Board, which is in the Delhi-based board, and it will give the degree throughout the India. Means what? There will be examination conducted by National Diplomat of National Board, and that examination will be same for each and every student of DNB throughout India. But in degree diploma, it is a university-based exam, so that university will conduct for those students. But in DNB, all over India, the same paper will be there for their post-graduation, and their vivas or the orals or the practical examination will be throughout over the India. That is the difference between the DNB and MDMS. Okay. So then super specialty. After that comes super specialty. Means what? You have completed your general surgery, or you have completed your MD medicine. Again, you want to go for cardiology, or then DM, that is called as DM, right? So that is the super specialty examination, and that is the super specialty post graduation. And here again, you are going to invest 3 years of your life after your post graduation. Means there is totally 3 plus 5 plus 3. Means what? There will be almost 11 years you are just learning the different kinds, or you are going to learn to become a super specialist doctor. Again, for the admission of super specialty, you have to go with your entrance exam. That will be again conducted differently. So there are different super specialties like oncologies, cardiologies, nephrologies. So these are nothing but these are the DM or the super special doctors. So here I can just tell you that MBBS can be done in other countries also, like Russia, China, Ukraine. Nowadays Ukraine has been stopped, but previously it was done in Russia and China. So here I want to highlight to all the parents who are listening to this, that because whenever a person is very passionate towards medicine, and if they are not getting seat in the India, a lot of agents are there and who are telling the parents that nothing to worry, you can go to Russia, you can go to China and take the MBBS degree very well, right? But that is not the easy job. Why? The most important is the cost wise it goes high. Second is the duration was, it is 6 to 7 years in the Russia or the China. Then the most important is the student who have completed their MBBS in Russia or China, they have to come to India and they have to give the entrance exam again, that is after completion of their MBBS. so that they will get the internship in the hospitals in India, right? So you can't go for directly for the internship in the hospitals of India if you have a foreign degree of MBBS in Russia or China. And again, I have to highlight that the passing rate of such entrance exams is very low. That is almost 10 to 20% per exam. Means what? If the students are coming from the Russia and China after completion of their MBBS, they will write their entrance exam and only 10% of students get through that exams and they are eligible for the internship in India. And after that, once you have done internship in India, then only you are eligible for postgraduate exams in the India. So please just remember these things, that whenever you are going to send your students or send your children to Russia or China, this is most point we have to highlight, because the agent will not tell about this whenever he is sending the students to abroad. Then what is the scope of MBBS degree or R degree abroad? So as our previous speaker has told, that whenever you have completed engineering degree or BTech or BE in India, you are directly eligible for the US entrance exams like GRE, and you can easily go for the job, right? But this is not in case of MBBS. Here, you have to remember 2-3 points, that if you are going to go for abroad, like in US or in UK, you have to give again their exams, their entrance exam, and then you have to clear, and which is little bit tougher exams, right? In USA, it is called as USMLE, that is United States Medical Licensing Exam. This is again a three-step examination, and the basic problem of USMLE or the other exams, that you are not going to get surgical branches in abroad. Whenever the students from the other countries approaches to US, what they will do is they will basically give the medical branches. Means what? MD medicine or the pediatric branches. These kinds of medical branches you can get very easily passing through your USMLE, but you are not going to get surgical branches very easily when you have completed MBBS in your different other countries than US. They will prefer their local students for the surgical branches. So if you are very much passionate to surgical branches like the MS General Surgery or the laparoscopic surgeon or the gynecologist, you have to complete and you have to do your post-graduation here only, because the surgical branches you are not going to get very easily abroad, right? So in USMLE, you have to complete MBBS here, then you are going to give for the USMLE, and then you can go in US for the practicing. But one of the most important and fascinating point here is, in US, medical profession is one of the highest paid profession, and you will be a very good settled life in US. Okay. Then in UK, what is the problem in UK? Basically, again, UK, you have to give another exams that is called as PLAB examination. And nowadays it is going to replace by another exam that is called as UKMLA, that is United Kingdom's Medical Licensing Assessment Exam. Again, you have to prepare for these exams after completion of your MBBS, and then you can easily go to UK. And for the UK and USA, TOEFL exam is a must because it is an English literature exams. But again, I would like to tell you that if you are very much thorough or very much passionate toward the medicine, or if you are passionate toward research, that is a very good option that you should go to the abroad, because the research will be very, very well done in cases of America or UK. So if you don't want to go for the clinical branches, but you are very much interested in research, then definitely you should opt for USMLE and you can go to the USA. Then where our degrees work, or where we can work directly with our degree, MBBS degree or our post-graduation degrees, Gulf countries. So Gulf countries, you can directly go with your Indian degrees. Only requirement is you have to complete at least 2 years of your experience. And the most important thing going to the Gulf countries is it's a very monetary base. The payment structure is very high in Gulf countries, because in Gulf countries all the hospitals are run by their governments. There will be no private hospitals in Gulf countries. All hospitals are run by the government setup, and the payment structure will be almost equally same in the Gulf countries, and it is very high. So here I would like to say that to become a doctor, it is a very hard and dedicated work. You will require a lot of patience. It is a long learning curve. Because why it is a long learning curve? You are going to work directly on the patients, which is a living person, right? So you can't make mistakes there. You have to do it very perfectly. So it is a long learning curve. You require a lot of sincerity, ready to study whole life. Actually, in each and every field, you have to study whole life. But in medicine, it is a very demanding, or it is a very challenging, because the medicine is changing daily. There are a lot of newer concepts, newer techniques. The surgeries we are doing past few years back, we have to change it, we have to modify it. There are a lot of technical things are coming, like robotic surgeries, laparoscopic surgeries. The surgeries which are doing in the past, which is called as open surgeries, has totally replaced by your laparoscopy, have totally replaced by your robotics. So you should be very attentive, you should be upgrade in your knowledge every day, so that you can become a good doctor. So with this, I conclude my talk. I'm sincerely thankful to the CPS management. And here I would like to tell one thing, because you are all parents are listening. The most important thing in career building is just teach your student or children to accept failures. This is most important, because nowadays what happening, a lot of students are committing suicide because of this, all these competitions. And being a doctor, I'm taking the advantage, or I'm taking this chance to explain all of you that don't fear of your failures, because failures are one of the things that has to be taught to each and every student. Because this is not like that. The academic, what I say is, academic career is very easy to make, right? It is a very easy thing that you can go academically sound. But the real career in your real life, to become a successful person, is very difficult. And here the failure, if the failure comes, the psychological depression can come. So my sincere advice or my sincere request is, just make everyone to feel or to accept or to face the failures. With this, I conclude my talk, and I'm very thankful to all of you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Very well said. We completely agree that we need to really groom our children to accept failures these days. Yeah, very true. So maybe the recent questions about medical, if we can cater to that and then move ahead with the previous one.
Yes.
Kapil sir, Anshuman sir, sounds good?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so there is medical has always been an expensive stream to study. What is the average education cost per year for graduation and specialization as pediatrician, gynecologist, dentist? Is the question that's come up here.
Yes, I will means I would like to say that why I had told previously that we are going to opt for the government hospital. That is one of the most important point. Why? Because the fees in the government institute is so less than that are compared to your private hospitals. In a government hospital in Maharashtra, you can complete your MBBS by almost 2.5 lakhs. Means per year it is 80,000 to 1 lakh. That is just fees of your MBBS curriculum, right? But in cases of private, if you are going to opt for the private medical college, for the MBBS degree, you may require almost 80 lakhs to 1 crore. That is a huge burden. That is a huge fees that is you're going to spend for your private MBBS, right? In India, that is for MBBS. In post-graduation scenario is a little bit different, because post-graduation it's a resident doctor, means they are working, right? So they will get the stipend. In government sectors, the fees is again very less, 1.5 lakhs per year. But at the same time, you will get stipend, and that will be about 50,000 to 60,000 per month to the resident doctors. So they will clear everything in their stipend only. They will not have to borrow money from the parents. But this is in your government sector. In private sector, if you're going to opt for your post graduation, the fees are huge. You will require almost minimum 35 to 1 crore depending upon the institute. And but the one thing is, there also you are going to get the stipend, and that will be about around 50 to 60,000. But the fees difference is huge in government and private sector. If you're going to opt for the abroad, like Russia or China, then the fee structure will be, you're going to complete your MBBS curriculum in within 35 to 45 lakhs.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Yeah, moving ahead with, which are the best colleges or universities for medical? And also they want to know more about paramedical streams. So if you can highlight on these two things.
Okay. So best medical colleges, depending upon the government criteria, the first and foremost is the AIIMS, that is All India Institute of Medical Sciences, which is based in Delhi. and they have a lot of AIMS nowadays in north. So you can go for the AIMS. Then you can go for any other government hospitals like in Pune. If you're going to think about Pune, or you're going to think about Maharashtra, it is the BJMC, BJ Medical College. Then in Mumbai, KM Hospital, Nair Hospital, Sion Hospital, JJ Hospital, these are the best hospitals. So whenever the student is going to opt for the hospitals, they will prefer, if it is in the state of Maharashtra, they will prefer Bombay first, then Pune, and then the remaining one, right? If the student is opting for all over the India, they will go for first Delhi based AIMS, Maulana Azad, because the thing is, from the Maulana Azad and AIMS, a lot of students are going abroad for the research. They are totally research oriented. So here that will depend upon what is the score, what is the NEET score you are getting, and according to that you are going to get your medical colleges. About paramedical, as I told you, so the examination will be the same, that is the NEET examination. According to that, you are going to get the admissions. Like if you are going to go for the physiotherapy, it included in the medical only, but in paramedicals, you have a lot of branches, like nursing branch, then lab technicians, different kinds of lab technicians. The most important nowadays is OT technicians. That is also good job. That is OT technicians. They will help the OT completely thoroughly, and that is about 2 to 3 year course after your post graduation. Like a science stream, any science stream can go for the OT technician. Then the technicians that will help in your radiology departments. They are MRI technicians, CT scan technicians, and other radiological technicians. That is also a very good earning branch nowadays. And why I'm telling this, because basically these paramedicals or these technicians, they have a very good scope in the other institutes, like other abroad, like in Gulf. A lot of nurses, they are going to Gulf countries and they are earning very well. Even the paramedics, like lab technicians and all these OT technicians. And the most important is, there are a lot of hospitals, like the hospitals are everywhere. So they will have a lot of work opportunities all over the India, even at the abroad.
Thank you, ma'am. We'll go ahead with some of the other streams and then again come back. I want to know why everyone asks us to see success stories, why not failure stories? I guess Anshuman sir wanted to answer the question.
Yes, ma'am.
You can go ahead.
Very correctly, this boy has, or girl, whoever he is, pointed about the success and failure story. Ma'am, it is well said by the very famous person in in legal fraternity, which is known by everyone. That is Honorable late Mr. Ram Jethmalani, the renowned criminal lawyer. The true fact about him is that 90% of cases he has lost. 90% of cases he has lost. He himself stated, in my career, 90% cases I have lost, but the argument that I made before court of law has been engraved in letter and become a principle. It is true. It is nothing like the only success stories are there. There are many failure stories, because respected Honorable APJ Abdul Kalam itself has stated, failure is another way of success. Successful person can only tell how they have success, but the failed person can tell what not to do to become a successful. So yes and no, both is known by the failure person. So sometimes we should also know the person who got failed. We should learn from the failure stories what not we have to do so that we cannot get failed. Okay. This is what in my thing in my field we have observed, because many of the cases lawyers they fail, but the arguments, the principles, that has been accepted.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for wonderfully answering. Actually, success and failure.
And one example I want to say about this, with respect to movies, everyone know about this Rustam movie. There was Akshay Kumar's movie a couple of years back, the Rustam movie, with respect to a naval officer was there who murdered in that particular movie. That movie was based on true legal case known as Nanavati versus State of Maharashtra. The actual story was that in that particular case, Ram Jethmalani appeared, and the actual Nanavati, the person whose role was beaten by the Akshay Kumar, got convicted. He was sent to the jail. But in movie, they have shown that he got acquittal. इज्जत बरी हो गया, तुम बाहर जाओ, तुमको कोई सजा नहीं हुई है. But no, he got convicted. उसको सजा हुई थी.
Okay.
लेकिन उस केस में उनके आर्ग्यूमेंट्स इस तरीके से रखे गए थे. बाद में प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ इंडिया के पास जब ये गया था पार्डनिंग पावर के थ्रू, आफ्टर यूजिंग द पावर ऑफ पार्डनिंग, उनकी सजा माफ कराई गई और बाद में उनको बाहर किया गया. मिस्टर नानावती.
Okay. Kapil
was
sir
like-
was trying to add something.
Yes, sorry.
Yeah. The statement that I've made in my presentation about follow success stories is not only about successful stories. The line you should read between the lines. It is about a person who has achieved a success. You can listen to his stories. That story can be a failure that he has faced or maybe a success that he has got. Like the advocate sir has mentioned about Ram Jethmalani and APJ Kalam. These both people are a successful people who are telling about the failures that they have faced in their life.
Yes.
That's the thing. And second
I
thing,
guess APJ Abdul Kalam has that in his like failures to success. So
correct.
that is the
Correct.
story a whole about. Yes.
So I say following success stories is follow these people who are telling about both the success that they have faced, more about the failures that they have faced that has brought to them their success. And
Yes.
why should we teach children to do this? I'll tell you. Ayush Gupta, are you here in this meet?
I guess the parents are here.
Parents are here.
Students had to leave.
Okay,
They have
then
a session.
it's fine. Then it's fine. Go ahead.
Yes, we'll surely convey him, sir. I'll surely convey him. Yes. Moving ahead with Kapil sir, what is the career path for biomedical engineering?
Yeah, a good question, and I did not mention anything in my
And just connected to that, sir, there is another question. Could you suggest a good college for biomedical engineering?
Yeah. I read that question. I'll just try to merge both. I did not mention anything in my presentation about biomedical engineering. Reason behind that is it is little niche field. Biomedical engineering is generally opted as a post-graduation stream by the students. There are very few colleges in India who offer biomedical engineering. Reason behind that is biomedical engineering needs a multidisciplinary approach. So there is like huge investment in biomedical equipments, and then that has to get clubbed with the engineering aspect. The colleges in India are good towards Bangalore and Delhi. Reason being like GE, Siemens, all these companies are there in Bangalore situated. So, there is a huge investment involved in it. And then that, the college associated can offer that degree. For undergraduate education, generally it is not encouraged to go for biomedical engineering unless you have a specific goal for going for masters in that, or having a research, or maybe having a startup in that field. Cost is the main issue. Biomedical engineering is most opted branch for MS, and that too towards US area, I would say. Reason behind that is there is huge investment, huge funds being pumped in by all the research organization. As I've said, GE, Siemens, Philips, all these people are pumping huge funds, and then the research allied labs are good in all the universities abroad, and then they provide good opportunities for students for placements as well as for research internships. So for postgraduate, you should always think for biomedical engineering, that too towards US.
Yes. Thank you, sir. Considering the time, we will be just clubbing the questions, and your parents hope if you have any question, we can share the details of the speakers and you can get in touch. Next question is to ma'am. Ma'am, after doing MBBS, is MD required? And another question is that, are you today's session, are you focusing on medicine or any other base streams on bio and chemistry? So are we focusing on this thing?
Actually, today I have totally focused on MBBS basically, because that is my area. Post graduation, yes, it is needed actually. Okay, see, previously what happens in the generation before us, there was a concept of family physician. right? A MBBS person can go with a clinic, and the person will be work as a family physician for that family, and all the persons from that family will come and consult those, because they know that, and they was having a faith on that doctor, that he is our or she is our family physician, and that was the type of consultation, or that was a type of working previously. But nowadays what happens, the scenario has totally changed, basically because of the advance in the science, advanced awareness in the people. They are totally aware of different medical branches. They Google everything. They will Google, they will search, they will think, they will come with the line of management to us. Whenever they will come to consultation, they will directly come with the line of management कि मैम मुझे ये करना है, मैंने देखा है, I have done the Google. So what, by my point of view, the post graduation is a must for after MBBS. That is a must needed thing. Yes, definitely super specialization, that is a basically area of choice, you can go or not, that is not much needed. But specialization, yes, you have to go for specialization.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Moving ahead to the next question about law. Can any lawyer become a judge is the question. And yes, that is the question. Can any lawyer become a judge?
Yes, lawyer can
I
become.
think so. It's an interesting question.
I have already answered a glimpse in my last question.
Yes.
Lawyers only can become a judge. Because after becoming a law graduate, you are just a law graduate, and after getting a license of practice by the Bar Council of India and respective state bar council, you become a lawyer, whether you practice or not. The judges of High Court and Supreme Court are the one who have been to a lawyer. Today, Justice UU Lalit is performing the first day as a Chief Justice of India. He was a lawyer at Supreme Court. Earlier, he was a lawyer at Bombay High Court. And now he is a Chief Justice of India.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for answering this question. Ma'am, again coming to you. What about JIPMER College of Medical Education?
Yeah, it is one of the best college, Jepmir Medical College, that is called as. But just remember nowadays that all colleges in India, though it is a government college, though it is a central government, state government, or the army based colleges, or you may have another institute like Christian medical colleges in Vellore, all these will work through a same entrance exam, that is NEET. Previously, what was there? Previously, every institute will take different examination, entrance point of view examination for their institute. That was previously. So that matters whether we are going to go for that examination. But nowadays the scenario is totally simple. You have to opt only for one entrance exams, and you are going to, according to your choice, you are going to fill the form, and then you can opt for any colleges. If you have a good score, you can go for the Jepmir also. It is one of the very good college, and basically it is a research institute. A lot of research are taking place in Jepmir Medical College, so it's best.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Another question again to you, that please tell something about regulatory medicine.
Regulatory medicine. Actually, this terminology is new to me. I'm so sorry. Can you give some clue?
If the person is here, can Mahi Kasliwal is here. What do you exactly mean by regulatory medicine? Or have you heard something or where? Okay, maybe the person is not here. Okay, we'll come down with. Yes.
Are you able to hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, this is regarding to the regulatory, where any drugs comes into the market or any drugs comes before into the market. There is a regulatory rise which do the audits of the regulations and the drugs. So those kind of scheme.
Actually, that comes under research, sir. That will come under research only. There are regulatory bodies, some regulatory bodies that will work on the country basis, or regulatory bodies that will work as the international regulatory bodies. So whenever you want to go for any research, like any new drug you are going to apply, there are certain research methods, research methodology. You have to apply that. You have to work on that. You have to search for the research, and then if everything, that is level 1, level 2, level 3. There are different levels for these drugs to act in the market. Before coming in the market, it has to be clear each and every level, and then you can go for the drugs in the market. That is the regulatory medicine. Means that is basically come under research only.
I
So
can give
how to
add on
approach?
this.
Okay, sir.
Sorry.
Anshuman sir want to add. Yes.
Just because it's something medical legal thing.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
asking about regulatory. There is a regulatory body in Indian Council of Medical Research. It's a council which conduct medical research. ICMR is
Correct.
popularly known as ICMR. They have made guidelines and laws. We have also studied medicine and law. They have made a guideline, as ma'am has correctly pointed. There are 3 stages. In that 3 stages, a medicine, a drug comes and goes through that, and thereafter it comes to the market, which you might be aware during the period of Corona. The Covaxin and these are the some medicine only, some drug only. They passed the 3 stages, and then after they came to the market for the public and large. There are guidelines made by the ICMR only, which is regulated by the government of India. The other department is Department of Biotechnology, which assists to the ICMR. It is also known as DBT. And the other regulatory body research institution are CSIR, Central Scientific Research Institutes. They are having different bodies, and for that also Government of India and Parliament of India has made different laws and guidelines to regulate those things. That goes law and medicine.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. We'll go ahead with another 2 questions.
Yeah,
Yes.
I have one question. Like, I wish if I want to go towards this regulatory stream, right? So what subject and what course one has to take?
Any basic science degree, it will work. Means MBBS, you can go through the MBBS. Even you can go for the after BSc also. Any basic science, but after that you have to go in research. That is the most important thing. You can go with the allied branches, as I told you, pharmacology. You can go with other branches like microbiology. Even that you can add, because the microbiologist will work in the field of vaccination, that is vaccine research and all these things. The pharmacology people will work in a drug. Means you can go with a lot of science branches basically.
In this also one name I want to point out, and just to assist ma'am. Sir, there are the research institutions. Yep. In medical field, you can opt any courses, as correctly stated by ma'am, that MBBS, MSc, BSc, anything which is related to medical or anything which is related to science, you can go. In India, for each and every element or each and every part, stream or branch of a science and technology, there is separate research institution made by the government body with separate different heads. As I said, CSIR, I think. In fact, for the drugs, specifically only for the drugs, there is a research institute made by CSIR known as CDRI, Central Drug Research Institute, located at Lucknow.
Okay.
Thank you so much for the information.
Thank you. Moving ahead with, considering the time, we have just last 2 questions. One is for medical and one is for engineering. Ma'am, so for medical, we can give as much as forms as we can want, like AIMS, JIP, MER, and NEET. So they wanted to know about it. Like,
no, as I told you, there is only one entrance exam nowadays. You are not supposed to write everything. Means there is no different forms. You are just going to go through NEET, UG NEET, PG NEET. That's it.
Okay. And scope, yes, scope for psychology or mentalist, they have asked.
Psychologist. See, psychologist is again a different scenario. You can go through MBBS and you can opt for the MD psychiatry, which is through MBBS. And if you want just the clinical psychology is different scenario. You can go for from your other branches also. That is the psychology. You're going to opt for psychology in your BA, MA, and then you can go for clinical psychology. So there are 2 things. Either psychiatry or psychology.
Can you tell about aeronautical engineering and
1 minute. I request the parents kindly mute yourself because there is a background sound which is coming. I request the parents kindly mute yourself. Yes, somebody was asking the question. We'll go ahead with one or two questions, and then we have to wind it up because we are exceeding the time and all are the specialists. So they also have their schedules ahead. Yes.
Kapil sir, can you tell about aeronautical engineering and petrochemical engineering?
Yes. See, petrochemical engineering, we have two colleges in Pune, and even we have many colleges towards Gujarat mainly. Similar to biomedical, aeronautical and petrochemical are very niche and very specific. So unless you are pretty sure about your career choice, I mean, I believe you are in 8th and 9th standard. If you are really looking forward for it, petrochemical and aeronautical, you should not stop only for BTech. You are expected to go for masters in that field. So since they are very niche. Since I mean admissions would happen only through this entrance examination, JEE, CET, so the preparation would remain same. Selection would happen after that.
Okay, sir.
Yes. Yes. So Mahi has the question: What are the faculties? What are the faculties available in MS in US? I think so. It's related.
Hundreds of streams available for MS in US. As I said that in US there are many. See what happens in US. All the companies are funding labs in the universities, and then they provide a research kind of opportunity for the students. So what you see today may not be available after 6 years. After 6 years, there will be something new field coming up, and then they would offer that specific course for MS. That's the reason why basic BTech degree what they take from, I mean, let us say from India, like if you are from electronics, computer, mechanical, I mean any circuit allied branch, they would offer you a MS degree towards their required field. So bachelor's they consider as a prerequisite. So
and there is a question that they wanted to know about ICER, Pune.
Yeah, ICER is a government institute. It is absolutely focused towards research. So if you are passionate about making your career in research in basic and applied science together, ICER is a good institute. They have their own entrance examination conducted, and then the admission happens to that. So, but if you are in 8th and 9th, you should start preparing right now, because being government organization, there is a huge competition to go to ICER.
Yes. Last question, I just don't want to miss it. Again, for aeronautical engineering, what engineering should be completed? So which degree they want, like, has to get completed?
Aeronautical, see, basically, bidding in aeronautical, I have not seen as of being offered by AICTE affiliated institutes. There could be private universities towards south who might be offering this. As long as for masters, electronics, mechanical are two allied fields of engineering that you can go for bachelor's in order to go for masters in aeronautical engineering.
Yes, thank you. There is a question: do we have any skill test after 10th standard?
Yeah, it is there, and I believe from there is a government norm as well that at 10th standard you need to go to the test that helps you to decide your career path. So yes, there are many tests available. Government bodies and even private bodies are offering this test.
I guess there is like aptitude test, which also has the skill test involved in it. And surely, dear parents, we generally take this test. Like we have the unit of Nyan Prabodhini who comes and conducts this test for children. We keep it open for children. Thank you, everyone, and sorry for the delay. All the three speakers, your time and information is valuable to our students. Thank you, dear parents, for patiently listening and eagerly asking the questions. Like there are unending questions. If I just keep on scrolling, there are questions around. So thank you, Anshuman sir. Thank you, Swapnali ma'am. Thank you, Kapil sir, for spending such a valuable knowledge and time. We are exceeded for 1 hour. Sorry for the delay. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Hello, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, can I get the answer of my one question?
Yes, Ayush. Yes. Yes, Ayush. Sir is here. Yeah. Ayush, you can ask. Go ahead. Last question.
Sir, is it good to take science plus commerce, because I want to take science? What if I do not succeed in becoming an entrepreneur? So I want to take science for a good job. So can I take it combined or I have to take it individually because it should not burden me.
I guess Kapil sir has left. If someone can answer, see, I get. Huh.
And
Yes.
although it's a very general question, even ma'am can answer this. It's a very general question regarding what he is asking about the science and commerce. I am also a commerce graduate, and my entire family is from science background. I have background of science, but I studied commerce. Being this background, I am answering this question. See, he has to join any one course in his 11th or 12th. He cannot join both the things. And my dear, for being an entrepreneur, it is not necessary that you should join any of the stream. These are the stream just for your aptitude. And see, for being a successful career, to become a successful, the very important element is the knowledge. And knowledge can be of anything. Suppose you know how to drive a car, it is also a knowledge. Suppose you know how to make this pen, it is also a knowledge. Even a cobbler is having a very specific knowledge. That's why he is doing a one business or become an entrepreneur. So if you want to go and you want to become a good entrepreneur, after doing your graduation, after completing your study, you better find your interest. And after finding your interest, you can directly go to do which kind and what you have to do for your business and start acquiring knowledge for that particular business so that you can become a successful entrepreneur. What the end I want to say about the entrepreneurs.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, and basically, if we are focused, Ayush, and if we take one streamline, we can focus much more on the streamline so that we are going on path. Maybe after your 12th standard, you can decide the streamline and then go ahead. I just, as a lay person, I just thought the experts can speak, but still I feel that whatever we are seeing right now with the career fairs and these things with whom we are interacting, it is always better for 11th, 12th standard if we are focused to one path and then
Yes.
go ahead with the undergrads or postgrads program.
Yes, and here I would like to add one thing that yes, definitely because of all different kinds of entrances, you have to fix something before matlab 10, 12th, you have to be fixed because you can't opt for both the exams. Like I'm appearing from engineering also and medical also. No, it is not possible nowadays because the exams are very vast. The competition is very vast. Previously, we were taking both the groups like Bio BA hai, or maths bhi hai, but nowadays it is very difficult. You can't go by with all these branches together. You have to think prior. You have to go for your choice prior, and according to that you can opt for the career.
Ma'am, can I
Thank
answer this question?
Yes.
Okay, so just to answer you, Ayush, you can do your engineering, you can complete it, and then you can go in for ICAA course, or you can go for some MBA, which is related to commerce side, commercials and other things. So in this way, you can do both engineering as well as commercial, which will help you in your entrepreneurship and also looking into your commercials of your business.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. Hope Ayush, you have got answer to your question.
Yes. Thank you, miss.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, dear parents. Thank you, speakers. Thank you for your valuable time. So on this note, I think so we'll end our meet. Thank you, everyone.
Yes,
Thank
thank
you,
you so much.
Thank you for inviting us.
Yes. Actually, we exceeded the time. Sorry for the same.
Okay.